I'm Susie. This is our Apples on Apples Future Orchard trial, where we investigated different pre-planting treatments available to manage apple replant disease. The treatments included 2 biofumigation plantings, a beneficial bacteria, and a chemical treatment of chlorpicrin. Old apple ground can harbour apple replant disease, which reduces tree growth and production by around 20% per annum each year of the tree's life. The new plantings of Ferrero Fuji apples were planted in October 2017 at 3.5 metre row spacings and 0.8 of a metre tree spacing on 106 rootstock under sprinkler irrigation. The block previously had Fuji apples at 5 metre row spacings and 3 metre tree spacings. The block was divided into 5 20-metre sections. Biofumigation is the practice of using specialised plants from the brassica and sorghum families that naturally produce chemicals that suppress soil-borne pathogens and break the life cycle of pests and diseases. The brassica crop is mulched at early flowering stage. The maceration process, along with some rainfall, breaks down the plant to release gases that are toxic to soil-borne pests and pathogens. David Gray's Green Fume, a mustard and rocket seed mix, which consisted of 90% mustard and 10% rocket, planted at 20 kilos per hectare on the 22nd of May 2017, cut and mulched on the 17th of September. This season, these trees had 20 apples per tree, trunk diameter 43 millimetres. PGG Wrightson seeds, BQ mulch, which consisted of 75% Ethiopian cabbage and 25% mustard, planted at 10 kilos per hectare on the 22nd of May 2017 and cut and mulched on the 17th of September 2017. What is surprising to see is the poor growth rate of the Ethiopian cabbage and mustard treated trees, particularly in the second year. The trunk diameter was 25 mils and only 5 litres per tree in the second year. These trees caught up in the third leaf but are still in the smallest with the least amount of apples per tree. They had 14 apples per tree, trunk diameter 32 millimetres. This treatment also had the highest root lesion nematode population after planting. The beneficial bacteria was Serenade Prime from Bayer. It was applied via a soil drench to each tree at a rate of 35 mils per tree at the time of planting. Serenade Prime contains viable spores of the highly active strain of Bacillus. These beneficial bacteria live on the plant root surfaces, in the soil around the plant roots, and the beneficial relationship between the plant roots and the bacteria can enhance plant growth and productivity. The Serenade Prime treated trees in the first year were only just ahead of the biofumigants and the metham-sodium treatments. In the second year, they were a bit further ahead, and in the third year they had equal fruit numbers and growth as the chlorpicrin treated trees. This season, these trees had 24 apples per tree, equal to the chlorpicrin treatment. The shoot mass was averaged just ahead of the chlorpicrin with 38 litres, and the trunk diameter was 47 millimetres. Metham-sodium. Standard grower practice treatment of metham-sodium was our control treatment. Monitoring over 3 seasons showed that the metham-sodium treated trees to be average and came third after each monitoring. Better than the biofumigants, but after chlorpicrin and the beneficial bacteria. This season, these trees had 16 apples per tree and the trunk diameter was 41 millimetres. Chlorpicrin treatment. Rural Telon C60 applied by an accredited applicator 25th of August 2017. An accredited contractor, Agas Rural, applied the Rural Telon C60 at a rate of 300 litres per hectare. This was applied at least 3 weeks prior to planting to avoid any phytotoxic effects. Planting was 6 weeks after treatment, as we also needed to wait for the biofumigation plants to flower and then to break down in the soil. 100 millimetres of rain was received in that period. First year results. Amazing growth was seen in the chlorpicrin treated block compared to the other treatments. The trunk diameter was 5 millimetres larger than the beneficial bacteria and 7 millimetres larger than the biofumigants. Shoot mass was notably larger after the first leaf and remained larger in the second leaf. After this season, monitoring in the trunk diameter is still 7 millimetres larger than the beneficial bacteria, and the shoot mass was equal to the beneficial bacteria. This year we did the first fruit counts, and the chlorpicrin trees averaged 24 apples per tree, which was equal to the beneficial bacteria. Joe, can you tell me what has been the most important part of this trial?
Yep. Yeah, just seeing the stark difference between all 5 trials. Yeah, and just the chlorpyrifos being the standout amongst all of them.
What management are you likely to change as a result of the trial?
Yeah, for sure. If we're doing any large replants, chlorpyrifos would surely be the choice to use out of all of them.